Matthew 27:19. Just then, as Pilate was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent him this message: "Leave that innocent man alone. I suffered through a terrible nightmare about him last night." There is very little in the Bible about Pilate's wife. This woman is nameless. She appeared only briefly in one gospel, Matthew's. The writer of Matthew's Gospel wanted his listeners/readers to focus on the incident and what it showed about Pilate, rather than the one person who was called Pilate's wife. We really know very little about her, except for she was a high-born Roman, well-educated, and wealthy. Pilate traveled quite often, and his wife always went with him. Some people say that this may show something of their closeness of their relationship, and perhaps he was accustomed to seek out her advice in difficult matters. Educated Roman women were often quite powerful figures behind the scenes. Pilate's wife is the only person recorded who appealed the decision to condemn Jesus. When she did appeal her husband's decision, she quoted a terrible dream she had the previous night. This dream frightened and bewildered her so much that she felt impelled to act on it. After Pilate receives her message, he washes his hands of the Jews' decision to crucify Jesus. He tells them, "I am innocent of this man's blood. It is your responsibility." Perhaps her dream is a warning to Pilate from someone he knows and trusts. He ignores it, and therefore the gospel implies, coming from her, he was at fault when he took no notice of it. Pilate's wife called Jesus this innocent man. Through her, God allowed Pilate's last chance to do the right thing. The ironic thing is that Pilate acted the way he did because he cared so much what the Romans thought of him. Yet for 2,000 years he has been held in contempt by the whole Christian world for the decision to condemn an innocent man. It is commonly believed that Pilate's wife became a Christian after the death of Jesus Christ. Also, some theologians argue that her dream was an attempt by Satan to stop Christ from finishing the atonement. What can we learn from Pilate's wife? God can speak to us through our dreams. We need to have the courage to speak up for people who we know are wrongly accused, even if that means sending our plea to the highest authority in the land. When we get prompting thoughts, dreams, or visions that we can't seem to stop thinking about or worrying about, then we need to act on them. We can believe in and bear witness to Jesus Christ, even if we haven't seen him.
Firstly his hands, a woman softer than mine, with pearly nails like shells from Galilee, idling hands, camp hands that clapped for grapes, their pale mothy touch made me flinch, Pontius. I longed for Rome, home, someone else. When the Nazarene entered Jerusalem, my maiden eye crept out. Bored, stiff, disguised, and joined the frenzied crowd. I tripped, clutched the bridle of a mule, looked up, and there he was, his face, ugly, talented. He looked at me, he looked at me. My God. His eyes were to die for, then he was gone, his rough men shouldering a pathway to the gates. The night before his trial, I dreamt of him. His brown hands touched me, then it hurt. The blood, I saw it, each tough palm was skewered. By nail I woke up, sweating, sexual, terrified. Leave him alone, I sent a warning note, then quickly dressed. When I arrived, the Nazarene was crowned with thorns. The crowd was baying for Barabbas. Pilate saw me, looked away, then carefully turned up his sleeves, and slowly washed his useless, perfumed hands. They seized the prophet and then dragged him out, to the place of skulls. My maid knows all the rest. Was he God? Of course not. Pilate believed he was.
Hominem Galileum condemnare. Sanctus est. Tantum tibi ipsi molestus eris.
Vis intellegere notionem mea molestia, Claudia. Ecre moto statio. Ista plebecula ibi fors. Quid est veritas, Claudia? Eam audis, eam cognoscis quando dicitur.
Ite audio. Numet tu?
Comodo. Potes mi dicere?
Si non vis veritatem audire, nemo tibi dicere potest.
Veritas. Vis meam veritatem cognoscere, Claudia. Rebelliones uprimebam in ac statione remota 11 annus. Si hunc non condemnabo, ciu Caiafam, seditionem initiaturum esse. Si ita condemnabo, discipuli eius initiabunt, muter libet sanguis effunditur. Caesar me monuit, Claudia. Bis monuit. Vice proxima. Ipse iuravit sanguis erit meus, eces mea veritas.